That the staghorn coral is being working together with another type of coral, which is soft corals and hard coral. Now, we are having global warming. So what is happening? The temperature change. The coral is so delicate that if there's a change of more than 2 degrees in a short period of time, the coral itself is calcium. And then you have little colonies that lives on the coral, giving it the color and providing the structure with food. I pay the rent, you cook, we live together. Symbiosis. Yeah? If the temperature rise too much, the living organism that habit the coral goes away into deeper water where it's fresher, exposing the structure of the coral without having the flexibility to support the tide change and the. Apart from that, yeah, well, if you take your sunglasses off, you might be looking more clear. So,
What is the big round?
that's a brain coral.
Is that a coral?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the brain, the yellow one.
Yeah.
So, what happened? We're having, just like in Australia, we're having shallow reefs. There's not a problem for divers and people like that is under 10 meters because the temperature very rarely varies at those depths. But in shallows like this, if the ozone layer is not doing the job, if we're having greenhouse gases, and apart from that, the noise pollution of boats, people swimming, etc., it makes a tension on the shallow water reefs, creating the coral to bleach and to deteriorate. The breaking parts that you see on the floor is the remaining of staghorn corals. We have been hit by a lot of hurricanes in the last 10, 15 years, and the staghorn coral is what is avoiding the big waves to go all the way to the shore and break and take part of the erode part of the mainland. The staghorn coral is used on Bonaire by the Coral Restoration Foundation because it's the fastest growing coral, and they have underwater farms where they multiply the coral, and when it reaches certain size and age, they replant it into the reef in order to keep these nursing grounds and hiding spot for the small fish. Names are very interesting too. There's one fish that it's so vital. I just thanks to God that it's not a fish that ends up in the menu in the restaurants because apparently it doesn't taste too good. So thanks God, we are not eating him. But the parrotfish, why is called it parrotfish? They have a beak, very strong beak like the turtle. What is his job? He goes into the dead coral, and when he see seagrass and seaweed coming on, he gets his beak and he rips that grass off. He's doing two things. First of all, he's a free gardener. He's collecting that leaf. By getting it, what he's doing, he's avoiding this seaweed to decompose, which give a green tone into the water. So this fish is ensuring that the visibility is as good as you're doing. And we are like, tree, let's get out of here. Something spooky is happening here. And then they go away. Now there's
have stingrays here?
There's a little bit of yeah, we do have stingrays. Usually in the shallows, in the sandy areas. There's a lot of things that are happening to our oceans. Reason why we are not that lucky as maybe divers 20 years ago. In my case, I have 13 years diving as a diving instructor and traveling around the Caribbean, and I have seen with my own eyes. This is not something that I am taking out of a book or taking out of a science magazine or a documentary. I have seen myself with my own eyes the degradation of the waters in the Caribbean at least. What's happening is that we're breaking cycles. We have people demanding from fins of sharks when the sharks are a balance in nature. They keep the big predators on control so that the young ones can reproduce. We have broken all the cycle by killing the shark for there's approximately 116,000 sharks killed per year.